Hi everyone, today we will be finishing Act 3 and we will be reading Act 3, Scenes 4 and 5. So Scene 4 takes place at the Capulets' house very, very late at night or very early in the morning. And we have Juliet's parents talking to Paris. So Lord Capulet says, "Unlucky things have happened, sir, and we haven't had time to tell our daughter. Understand, she loved Tybalt dearly, as I did. Well, we were born to die. It's very late. She won't come down tonight. I promise you, if you were not here, I would have gone to bed an hour ago." Paris. "These are sad times and not time to court. Madam, good night. Speak to your daughter about me." Lady Capulet. "I will, and will know what she thinks tomorrow. Tonight she is overwhelmed by grief." So Lord and Lady Capulet think that Juliet is very sad over Tybalt's death. They do not know that she's actually really sad about Romeo. So there's an example of dramatic irony here. They think that she's sad over Tybalt, but she's really sad about Romeo. So Paris starts to leave, but Lord Capulet calls him back. Capulet. "Sir, I'll make a rash offer of my child's love. I think she will obey me. I do not doubt it. Wife, go to her before you go to bed, and tell her of Paris's love, and that this Wednesday—" "What day is it?" "Monday, my lord." "Monday? Well, Wednesday is too soon. Let it be Thursday. Tell her Thursday she will marry this noble man. We will make no great ado, just a friend or two. With Tybalt recently killed, it may be thought that we did not care for our kinsman if we celebrate too much. We'll just invite half a dozen friends. What do you say to Thursday?" Paris. "My lord, I wish Thursday were tomorrow." Capulet. "Wife, go to Juliet before you go to bed and prepare her for her wedding day. Farewell, my lord. It is so late that we might call it morning. Good night." So this scene is very short, but it sets up more problems for Romeo and Juliet. So Juliet's father has just promised Paris that she will marry Paris this Thursday, so which is in about 3 days. So Capulet thinks that this arranged marriage will cheer Juliet up. And Juliet's mom is on her way up to Juliet's room to tell her about this wedding to Paris on Thursday. So go ahead and pause the video and fill in your reading guide for Scene 4. All right, so let's read Scene 5. So Scene 5 takes place in Juliet's bedroom, and it's very, very early in the morning, and the sun has not yet risen. So remember, Romeo has to leave before the sun comes up so that he doesn't get caught. So Juliet says, "Will you go? It is not yet day. It was the nightingale, not the lark, that sang in your ear. She sings every night from the pomegranate tree. Believe me, love, it was the nightingale." Romeo. "It was the lark announcing morning, not the nightingale. Streaks of light break through the clouds in the east. The heavenly candles of night have burnt out. The day stands ready on the misty mountain tops. I must leave and live, or stay and die." Juliet. "That light is not daylight. It is some meteor bearing a torch, lighting your way to Mantua. Therefore stay. You do not need to go." Romeo. "Let me be found here. Let me be put to death. I am content and will stay to comfort you. I'll say that the gray light is not morning. It is only a pale reflection of the moon, and that it's not the lark in the heavens above us. I have more care to stay than I will to go. Come, death. Juliet wills it so. It is not day." Juliet. "It is day. It is here. Be gone. It is the lark singing out of tune. Some say the lark sings sweetly. It is not so, for she divides us. That voice wakes the hunters who will hunt you here. Romeo, you must leave. More light comes, and the lighter it grows. More light, and it darkens our woes." The nurse enters. "Madam!" Juliet. "Nurse?" The nurse. "Your mother is coming to your chamber. Daylight has broken. Be careful." She leaves. Juliet. "Window, let the day in and let life out." Romeo. "Farewell. One kiss and I'll descend." So he starts to climb out of her window. Juliet, are you gone, my love, husband, and friend? I must hear from you every day in the hour, for in 1 minute there are many days. I will be years older before I see my Romeo again. Romeo, farewell. I will take every opportunity to send my greetings and love to you. Juliet, do you think we will ever meet again? Romeo, I know we will, and all our tears now will be sweet to talk of later. Juliet, oh, I see evil ahead. I think I see you below as one who is dead in the bottom of a tomb. Either my eyesight fails or you look pale. Romeo, in my eye, so do you. Dry sorrows drink our blood. Farewell to you. So Romeo leaves. So in this beginning part, Romeo and Juliet are kind of just arguing about whether it's day or night still, because she does not want Romeo to leave yet. But Romeo does eventually leave because her mother is on her way up to tell Juliet about the marriage to Paris. But before Romeo goes, Juliet says that she has a vision of Romeo dead at the bottom of a tomb. So this is an example of foreshadowing here. And you see, we have a lot of examples of dreams and feeling like something bad is going to happen. So that's an example of foreshadowing. So Romeo leaves and he is headed to the town called Mantua to hide out. So here's Juliet. O Fortune, all men call you fickle. If you are, what do you need of him? Be fickle, Fortune. Do not keep him long, but send him back. Lady Capulet. Daughter, are you up? Juliet. Who calls? Is it my mother? Is she going to bed late or waking early? What brings her here? So Juliet's mother enters. Juliet, still weeping for your cousin. Will you wash him from his grave with tears? Even if you could not make him live. Therefore, stop now. Grief shows much of love, but too much grief shows a lack of sense. You must be crying so much, because the villain who killed him still lives. Juliet. What villain? Lady Capulet. That villain Romeo. Juliet. Yes, madam, if my hands could touch him, I wish none but I might avenge my cousin's death. So here's an example of dramatic irony, because Lady Capulet thinks that Juliet is so upset about Romeo killing her cousin, but really Juliet is crying because her husband Romeo just left, and her mom does not know that. They are married. So Lady Capulet says, We will have our revenge, do not fear. Weep no more. I'll send someone to Mantua where that banished runaway lives. He will give him such strong poison that he will soon keep Tybalt company. Then I hope you will be satisfied. So Lady Capulet threatens to send someone to kill Romeo. Juliet says, I will never be satisfied with Romeo until I see him dead. If you could find a man to bring that poison, I would mix it so Romeo would sleep in peace. My heart hates to hear him named and not to be able to go to him, to shower the love I had for my cousin on the body that slaughtered him. So this little scene here with Juliet speaking to her mother kind of has a double meaning. Really, Juliet is saying that she wishes she could go see Romeo, but she has to make her mom think that she hates Romeo. So it has kind of a double meaning there, a hidden meaning. Lady Capulet says, Find a way and I'll find such a man. But now I will tell you something joyful. You have a careful father to relieve you of your sadness. He has set a day of joy that you don't expect nor I looked for. Early next Thursday morning, the gallant, young, and noble Paris will make you a joyful bride at St. Peter's Church. Juliet. He cannot make a joyful bride there. Why the hurry? Why must I marry someone before I'm even courted? Please tell my father that I will not marry. I'd rather marry Romeo, who you know I hate, than Paris. So that's kind of a little bit of a joke here, because we know that Romeo and Juliet are already married. Lady Capulet, here comes your father. Tell him yourself and see how he will take it. So Lord Capulet enters with the nurse. Capulet, When the sun sets, the air drizzles dew. But for the sunset of Tybalt's life, it rains. What is it, my girl, still in tears? Wife, have you told her about our plans? Lady Capulet. Yes, but she will have none of it. Like a fool, she is married to her grave. Capulet. She will have none of it? Won't she thank us? Can't she count her blessings? Can't she be proud that though she is unworthy, we have found such a worthy gentleman to be her husband? Juliet. I am not proud that you have done this, only thankful. I can never be proud of what I hate. I can only be thankful for what you do in love. Capulet. What is this, proud and thankful? Thank me no thankings, nor proud me no proud. Prepare your little self for Thursday to go with Paris to St. Peter's Church, or I will drag you there. Get out, you pale, sickly little brat. Lady Capulet. What are you doing? Are you mad? Juliet. Good father, I beg on my knees that you hear me. Let me just have one word. Capulet. You disobedient wretch. Get yourself to church Thursday, or never look me in the face again. Do not answer me. Don't say a word. Wife, we thought we were blessed to have only one child. Now I see this one is too much, and that we were cursed in having her. Lady Capulet. You are too angry. Capulet. I have worked too hard all my life to find her the best husband to have her answer I will not wed. If you will not marry Paris, you will no longer live in my house. Thursday is near. Swear you are my daughter, and I'll marry you to my friend. Otherwise, you can beg, starve, and die in the streets. I will not recognize you or help you. Think this over. I will not change my mind. So Lord Capulet is not happy when Juliet says that she will not marry Paris. He calls her a lot of really mean names, and he threatens to disown her if she does not marry Paris on Thursday. He says that you can live and die on the streets and I will not help you. So Lord Capulet is very, very angry with Juliet here. Juliet. Is there no pity in the clouds that sees my troubles? Oh, sweet mother, do not throw me out. Delay this marriage for a month, a week. If you cannot, make my bridal bed in the tomb where Tybalt lies. Lady Capulet. Don't talk to me. I won't say a word. Do as you will. I am done with you. So both of her parents exit. They will not help her. So it's just Juliet and the nurse. So Juliet says, Oh, nurse, how will we prevent this? My husband is on earth, my faith in heaven. How can I marry when my husband still lives? Comfort me and counsel me. Nurse. Here are the facts. Romeo is banished, and I say he won't dare come back to claim you. So I think it is best that you marry Paris. Oh, he is a lovely gentleman. Romeo is a dish rag compared to him. I think you will be happy in this second match. It is better than your first. Romeo is as good as dead. You have no use of him. Juliet. Do you speak from your heart? Nurse. From my soul too, or curse them both. Juliet. Amen. Nurse. What? Juliet. Well, you are a marvelous comfort to me. Go and tell my mother that I have gone to Friar Lawrence's cell to make confession for disobeying my father. Nurse. I will. You are wise to do so. So the nurse exits. So Juliet asks the nurse, what should we do? I want to be with Romeo. I can't marry Paris. And the nurse actually kind of flips here, and she tells Juliet to marry Paris. She calls Romeo a dish rag. She says that Paris is better anyway. So she tells Juliet to forget about Romeo and to marry Paris instead. So Juliet tells the nurse, okay, fine. Tell my mom that I'm going to Friar Lawrence's cell to confess for disobeying my father. So the nurse thinks that Juliet says okay and that she will marry Paris. But once the nurse leaves, Juliet has her own plan. So Juliet says, Old devil, O wicked fiend, you curse Romeo with that same tongue that praised him. From now on, you and I will separate. I will ask the friar for his help, and if all else fails, I will seek death myself. So here, Juliet does not tell the nurse her new plan. She thinks that the nurse kind of backstabbed her, so she no longer will let the nurse know what her plan is. Instead, she's going to Friar Lawrence to find out a new plan, and she says that if all else fails, she will seek death herself. So stop here and make sure you fill in your reading guide for